Happy virtual PoWash kids, whatever day it is you're watching this. So with PoWash kids, we've been talking about attributes of God and that we are created in the image of God, so that because of that, we have these same attributes also. Today, we're going to talk about kindness and that God is kind, so we can be kind. And we're going to talk about two people in the Old Testament. You've heard of one of them. His name is David. We're in the Old Testament book of 2 Samuel, chapter 9, the whole chapter. So David is the king, and he looks around to his people and he's like, yo, is there anyone left of King Saul's family that I can show some kindness for Jonathan's sake? That's what it says, verse 1. And Jonathan was King Saul's son. And David and Jonathan were very, very good friends. And David loved Jonathan a lot. So he wanted to pass on some kindness because of his love for Jonathan. So these people that he was talking to told him about Jonathan's son. You ready for this? This is a mouthful. Mephibosheth. Yes, Jonathan has a son named Mephibosheth. And the thing about Mephibosheth is he got hurt when he was really little and he wasn't able to walk. So think about all the things you get to do because you can move. Now maybe you can move with crutches or in a wheelchair or with your own legs that work. I don't know. But in those days that wasn't really the case. So David was like, yeah, Mephibosheth. Goes to his house and he was like, come to the palace with me. He invites him to dinner. He feeds him. Mephibosheth sits at the king's table, like the Bible says, like one of his sons. So David opened up not just his home, but his heart to Mephibosheth. But that's not all he does. David gives Mephibosheth land that he can plant crops and food for himself and his family, which is amazing. But then he also says that Mephibosheth will eat forever at the king's table. David creates a space for Mephibosheth to be a part of David's family. Just because. Because David loved Jonathan, and this was Jonathan's son. David was very kind to Mephibosheth. Like, I'm sure Mephibosheth was a nice guy, but he didn't necessarily do anything to earn that kindness. But that's what kindness is. God is kind to us, not because we deserve it. But here's the good news about that is we can't mess up bad enough to lose it. God is always kind to us and to other people. And because we've been talking about how we're made in God's image, we can be kind to other people also. And that might look different to you and for you. So think about some ways that you can be kind to other people. And think about some ways people have been kind to you. I can think of a few. Just since I've moved to Florida, Pastor Carla feeds me, not all the time, but sometimes. I've had dinner at their house a few times. I spent my birthday with her family because she said, come have dinner with us. That was really, really kind of her. Actually, most of the kindness that I've experienced revolves around food. I'm sure there are a lot of other ways people have been kind to me, and I'll remember them as soon as I turn the video off. But how have people been kind to you, and how can you be kind to others? Because we are made in the image of God, and God is kind, so we can be kind. I love you long. I love you strong. Be kind to each other.